We are live, my friends. It's that time again. It's that Monday, that go back to work day. Maybe you've been chilling on the Sunday. Maybe you've had some good rest, some good food with your family. Whatever you're doing out there, I hope you had an amazing weekend. I hope you stayed safe, right? I hope you did whatever it takes, right, to look after you and your family. And I think the last 72 to 96 hours have taught us a lot. One after one after one. People right at the top here, top of the administration, multiple people, 12 people so far. Even this morning, McNanny, his spokesperson out there, his lady, she also contracted it. Trump contracted it. His wife contracted it. Chris Christie contracted it. Kellyanne Conway. So this should really teach us, Democrats and Republicans, politics aside, let's focus on the prize, and that is to get the numbers down and to healthily get through to 2021 so we can start enjoying our freedoms. It's not fun wearing a mask. It's not fun disinfecting your car after every single ride. It ain't fun. I wish COVID on no one, not even on my worst enemy. I don't want anyone to suffer. I wish the president, I wish his wife, Melania, I wish all the people that are affected by it. I wish all those thousands and thousands and thousands of Americans that get infected every day. I want you to pull through. I'm sorry you got this awful pandemic COVID disease. I extend the same thoughts to all my brothers worldwide, no matter what color, no matter what religion, even if you're in China or Africa or wherever you are, right? Europe. I wish you all a speedy recovery if you are infected by this virus. I don't want anybody to die. I don't want to contract it. I don't want my kids to get it. I don't want Rick to get it. I don't want Tris to get it. I don't want Dan to get it. I don't want John to get it, right? I want us to rally together, right? Do whatever it takes, my friends, right? Get those masks on. I wish I had one right in front of me here. I have a sort of a semi-mask here, right? Definitely not the greatest one, but anything to cover yourselves when you go out there, anything to cover your kids, your wife, so that we do not contract this awful, awful, awful virus. Amen. Ian Mash in the house from Kenya, Africa. I wish all my brothers and sisters in Africa, whether you're in Tanzania, whether you're in Kenya, whether you're in Chad, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're in South Africa, whether you're in Namibia, whether you're in Mali, whether you're in Mozambique, whether you're in Egypt, whether you're in Morocco, whether you're in Cote d'Ivoire, whether you're on the Ivory Coast, whether you are in Senegal, whether you are in Somalia, whether you are in Sudan, if you are in Uganda, wherever you are on that continent, I don't want anybody to die from COVID. So I send my love, my prayers to Africa. I send my love, my prayers to the Americas, North, South, and just spread that cooperation, working together worldwide. I'm putting that out there on this Monday, putting that out on the universe. And as I say that, this is really bizarre, but it was gloomy outside. The sun just literally broke through the skies. I'm getting goosebumps, right? That is what I call the sun just broke right through into this room as I was saying that. I believe a higher power is listening. I believe that if we do this, no matter who we are, we get through it together. The facts are in. If we're 6 feet apart, if we've got that little horrible mask, some people hate it, some people are okay with it. Nurses and doctors wear it every day. Do whatever it takes. Even the president now, you will see him, even as he's out there with a motorcade. I don't agree with that photo op. I really don't. but he's wearing his mask. Those Secret Service agents now have to quarantine for 14 days because they did not have the COVID and they drove him around for a little publicity stunt. Feel very, very sorry for those people that when they get the command from the top, they have to follow orders. It's not fun to be a Secret Service member. Imagine you're in that car, it's chemical proof, it's bomb proof, and you're sitting in there with someone that has COVID. I don't wish that upon anyone. And let me get it very, very straight and clear here, right? No matter where you stand on politics, whether this would have happened to Trump, whether this would have happened to Biden, I do hope that whatever side of the spectrum you are, you would have reached out and made some sort of social media comment saying, we wish you well, Mr. President. We wish you well, Melania. May you recover, and all of the people around you, both ways, right? I wanted to get that out of the way. I wanted to put that request into the universe today, right? That is how I want to start this week. With my friends and family here. Dan threw down $5. High five, Borat. Get a mask for the boys. I will. You know what? You're right. I mean, you run out of them, you replenish them, they get dirty, you got to buy that. So, and I'm the type of guy, whoever puts money down or a donation, whatever it is, if I'm with my kids, I pay them out immediately, right? I would pay Ryan and Dylan out $5 immediately, Dan. And they're at my other home with my ex-wife just down the road here in Calabasas. And they spent yesterday with me, my two boys. We watched The Professional, great movie. Was it Jean Reno? And gosh, I think it was, who's the actress? She's 12 years old. Oh my God, she was good. And then we watched The Joker again. Russell Ringo's in the house. I wish you good morning. Noah Amrani, how are you doing? Listen, how am I doing? So I'm stuck in here. I can't really effing move. Still in a lot of pain, but I'm getting better. So how are we doing? My toes say hello. I can wiggle them for you. But I'm running around on my crutches. Mother. These are my new bionic legs, right? I got 2 pairs, strategically placed them around the house. And the only SOB, you know what SOB stands for? Son of a biatch, is that this is a 3-story house. I have 3 flights of stairs. My triceps, my friends, my biceps are getting workouts. My shoulders are getting workouts because you go up and down those stairs on your ass or on the crutches. No bueno, not fun times. But nothing gets us down. That's the beauty. Nothing will break our spirit. Nothing will break Teddy's spirit. Nothing will break Dan's spirit. Nothing will break Abdul's spirit. Says, sir, question. Go ahead, my friend. Fire off your question. GR, speedy recovery. Thank you. And all those amazing wishes that you get from your subscribers, from your friends, from your family, from your clients. I've got an actress in Canada who's filming a shoot, heard about this. She sent a care package. She sent a gift card for Starbucks, the whole toot shebang. She sent it, right? The Deputy Attorney General under Javier Becerra sent me like 1 week of food. You know, boom, 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 boom. No idea. And it is an amazing quality that Americans have. It's an amazing, I haven't seen this worldwide, my friends. I did not see this in Europe and Africa. The outpour of support when something happens in the world, a disaster, a tsunami, an earthquake, Americans are always there, always. Donations, giving, sending blankets, sending pillows, sending clothing, sending water. It makes this country unique. And you don't ask a question. Did that care package come from a Republican? Did that care package come from a Democrat? No, thank you. It came from an American, right? So that, my friends, touches my heart. How people care about each other. That is where we need to move towards. That is the direction I want to see everyone move into 2021. No questions asked. I don't ask my neighbor if he's down on the floor, if he stood on a nail, right? What religion are you? What politics do you support? No. Hey, how can I help you? Do you need a disinfectant? Do you need a bandage? Right? When I was flipping homes, I fixed and flipped 30 homes, came down the ladder, nail went through my foot through the other side. A lady across the road, old little lady, heard me scream out. Aah! She came out, she said, I saw it happen. Runs inside, gets her disinfectant kit, comes over, little granny, 75 years old, sprays my foot, bandages it up. Do I ask her, hey, are you a Republican or a Democrat? No. I am so grateful that you walked across the street to help me. Thank you. And I sent her flowers in return, right? So Uberman Tampa in the house. Lot of things to discuss today. Lot. Paul McSpadden, thank you. Very nice of you. Dan says, hey, I may build a dome home here in Forest near a national forest with bears included. Love it. I want to see pictures. Rideshare Lisa is in the house. Good to see you. Sorry if I did not immediately acknowledge you. If I did not immediately see your name, there's a lot of names trickling in. Thank you. So yeah, on the up and up. And then on Friday, get another cast, right? Had my surgery last Friday, and you get stronger every day. And the one thing that I'm doing is I'm training multiple times a day. Weights, legs, sit-ups, dumbbells, 10s, 20s, food, good food. I want to get strong. I want to be there for my family. My family are serving me right now. I'm getting all the food cooked, all of that. Listen, it's amazing to have a support system. It's amazing to have people that care and love you. Do you know that feeling, right? Even if you have a little kid that walks into the kitchen, good morning, daddy, right? It is an amazing feeling. David Calhoun, do you think Uber and Lyft are going to call ballot fraud if they lose? No, absolutely not. No, they won't call ballot fraud, right? That really, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be extremely close. We're going to talk about that today. But look, the only time you would question an outcome is if there are 50, 100, 200, 500 votes maybe differentiating between a yes or no. You would do a recount, right? But it would be hard to, historically, we voted by ballots, absentee ballots. You know, there is a small 0.something% that'll go wrong. But generally speaking, it's been accurate. Even the president who does not like the ballots voted by a ballot, right? So no double standards here. We've been doing this. You know, you have a winner or a loser. You relinquish your power, you get your power. You get yes or no, you get no on Prop 22, whatever it is. We have to accept the outcome, right? Rick Nelson, how are you doing? Did you have a good weekend? Uberman Tampa says, by the way, I got back on door trash after blasting them on Twitter. See, I told you, you got to go out with the club, right? You got to bring out the frickin' freaky hounds and cats and pound them, right? You got to pound them, right? You got to go after them. You got to rattle their cage. You got to send in those wild cats. Twitter. Not just once, again and again and again. You call out their names. Hashtag. Glad that's what you did. He said, that's basically what I did, right? They know you're pissed off. They know you wouldn't come out swinging and clubbing if you didn't think you were in the wrong. You're standing up for what you believe is right, Uberman Tampa, and you used the most powerful platform in the world to get a verdict in your favor. They don't want that angry man running around posting, exposing. They don't want Uberman Tampa to run rampant across Florida, typing at every frickin' opportunity, tweeting. No, they want to slow him down. Hey, we hear you're upset. Let's get you back on the platform. It works, folks, it works. I've done it many times, right? They do not want bad publicity. Exactly. Dan says, in St. Louis City, over 3,000 dead people voted in my city years ago. Even one dog voted from this dog house here. Vote. Right. Well, you will, look, you have 330 million people. If you put that in perspective to the few thousand that go wrong, you're getting a pretty damn accurate number. Lisa says, hi, Rick. Cool. Probably the best thing to do, yes, vote in person. Sharif Salah is in the other stream. We've got two streams going. Hey, Liam, if you can check the rideshare driving school feed, if I have sound after the mic, you know, if you do get a chance. Yeah. Tress says, hi, Jimmy. We got Jimmy in the house. Jimmy's in the house. Now, here's what happens a lot lately during the pandemic, right? People are running into financial difficulties. People are losing their minds because maybe kids, wife in the house 24/7. These are really, really, really trying and challenging times. I see a lot of the frustrations being taken out on the road. People speeding, people are aggressive, people maybe need an outlet. And have you ever experienced road rage? It's not a fun thing. When you see someone in traffic just freaking out, going into road rage. In this case, our hearts go out to this Uber driver. He was shot in possible road rage. It's possibly right. It possibly is road rage in Brookhaven. And this story has to go first before all the other stories, because once we mention the name of the area it happened in, maybe you were there in Brookhaven. This was on Monday morning, happened on Our House Mondays, right? So you keep your eyes open, your ears open, right? If you see the car, if you see a possible suspect, you discuss it with the police. And I haven't even read the story, but to get the word out, right, to make people aware that this just happened, sometimes leads to catching the guilty one, right? So an Uber driver was shot twice Monday morning in what Brookhaven investigators believes was a case of road rage on Buford Highway. Now, I've never been on Buford Highway. Maybe you know it, right? Maybe you heard of something. Maybe you were driving around at the time. The driver did not have any passengers with him. He was shot at about 4:30 a.m., probably doing the graveyard shift, probably just started his shift, right? The Brookhaven Police Deputy Chief Brandon Gurley told AJC from the scene he was hit in his abdomen and his thigh, and is expected to survive. A shot in the thigh, you'll survive. In the abdomen, depends where that bullet, what does it penetrate, right? So thank God. And just like the Lyft driver a few days ago, I made a video, also survived, also road rage. This is very, very common during these times, right? Road rage, no fun, right? And you see these people freak out in traffic. Dan says, in St. Louis, 3 drivers shot, stabbed, or dead, 2 taxis murdered. It's a tough game. Dash cam. Uberman Tampa, did you see the article where an Uber driver took a trip from Brooklyn to Florida and only got paid for 2 hours? I've got that story here. It will be covered in today's, that's the thing about Uber. If the guy performed his duty from New York to Florida, that's a long ass trip, right? Pay him. Because if Uber had no intention to pay him after a certain mile, they should have notified him. No, they let him do the entire trip. And there was a total. And the passenger was prepared to pay it. The only people that were not prepared to pay it was Uber. We'll talk about that story, right? And This is a common theme with Uber, you know, and usually when you start fighting and battling, they deactivate you. I'll give you 4 ways later in this video. Remind me how to get your money. Quick. So we're going to carry on. We're going to carry on with this story here, right? I welcome everyone. If you could just hit the thumbs up, that would be nice. Also share a link with you just now. So this happened at 4:30 a.m. on Monday this morning. The situation is being described as a possible road rage incident. The suspect vehicle was not on scene when our officers arrived. We are currently still processing the crime scene, collecting shell casings and other evidence that may have been left behind. Hopefully somewhere at that time, some camera picked it up, right? Maybe this guy raging down the road. The victim was traveling south on Beaufort Highway and was shot at about 300 yards from the Briarwood Road intersection, according to police. Several people called 911 to report the incident. The best description we have right now is a white passenger car, instead of the suspect's vehicle. We are working to gather more information about the make and model of that vehicle and the occupants, right? So this Brookhaven police, if you have any knowledge of this, if you hear someone over talking this, loose lips sink ships, maybe someone talks about this in a bar or restaurant, or hey, I heard my friend, he was involved in this, and you pick that up, boom, all ears, write it down. While an investigation was underway, only one southbound lane of Beaufort Highway is open at Briarwood Road. The road opened by 11:15 a.m. So that happened at 4:30 a.m. It took them 7 hours. They shut that road down to do their investigation, right? There's the picture. I've never been there. Maybe you know where this is. Maybe you can assist and cooperate. So that story is done. We will also get to this next story, which Uberman Tampa brought up, that an Uber driver speaks out after company refuses pay for trip from New York to Florida. Uber, pay the guy. Performed his duty, pay the guy. Don't be stingy MFs and try and save a few $100, right? You pay. This is with a request from the passenger. Your driver carried it out. You did not cut off the driver off the platform after a certain mileage. You let him take the person all the way. He burnt his gas. He put in the hours. Now it's time to pay. And I personally, I'll tell you right in this feed, I have a very, very, very direct, crystal clear warning to Dara Khosrowshahi from me and to Randall Heimovicki. When you steal my money, hundreds of thousands of dollars you haven't paid out. When you, Randall Heimovicki, send me out during the pandemic to send you documentations that you will never sign for, had no intention of signing for, I come after you hard and heavy. But it's going to cost your stock price. It's going to cost you in the media. I don't have to threaten you physically. I will chip away at the foundations of your homes and they will crumble. That's how I roll. So I will make that warning here and now. No physical threats attached, but I will break them down bit by bit because there's an army of 4 or 5 million workers. Just like Uberman Tampa had to go after his money with DoorDash. We don't tolerate BS. We don't tolerate BS Uber. We don't tolerate BS DoorDash. If you owe us money, pay, right? Don't try and steal people's money and then deactivate them, right? Wrongfully to deactivate them. And then they have to do all the work coming back for their money. Beware. Not a good practice, and it's going to cost your company. It's going to cost you in the votes. It's going to cost you with your riders because we're here to educate them who you truly are, how you truly function. I make that very crystal clear to Dara Khosrowshahi and Randall Heimovicki. We will knock and knock and knock and knock on your doors until you beg and pay us to go away. So Uberman Tampa says, you really don't want to owe me money because I'll make your day real bad. I'm the same way, right? I'm the fairest person and the most giving person in the world. I will help, I will give, I will support people all day long, but never cross me. Never cross me. You'll pay the price. And they did. So Abstract Echo says exactly, Prof, chip away at them like they chipped away the drivers' wages. Yes. So if you know, they run their ads, they spend $180 million. They don't know and understand the power we as individuals have in this video and other videos and tweets, right? We can educate the folk out there how these companies, how these greedy gig companies treat their hard drivers, right? So that's a no-go, Uber. Don't try it. You'll fail and fail again. It's going to cost you, especially in your stock price, right? You have not succeeded to break out over $37 for months and months and months. Speaking of the stock price, let's see. Where are they today? Let's see. Oh, we got Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm just going to tell him in live stream. Scott Tucker sent me an article. Thank you. And united we stand, divided we fall. Highest number of murders ever here in 2020. More people murdered than have died of coronavirus. 200 virus deaths, 208 murders, 10 more than all of 2019 in St. Louis. And that's because people are facing hard times. They're frustrated, many suicides, tough times. Lorenzo Davis, salute in the house. How are you? Super excited to get updates from my mechanics on my car. They made great progress over the weekend. They always send me pictures. Hey, we did this, this, and this. Today, they're working on the sound system. So, yeah, that's how it goes. So we've got 29 people in the house. Liam Hall says, sounds good. Thank you, Liam. Appreciate you. Thanks for the feedback. So we got 2 feeds running at the moment. Ian Nash says, we should. All right, let's see. So this here, good story. Riverdale, Bronx, an Uber driver is speaking out, blasting the company for initially refusing to pay for an 18-hour trip they authorized. Remember, they authorized this trip, and he will get paid because he just humiliated them on AB7, right? They will pay him because AB7 will follow up with him and say, was he paid? After a story like this on AB7, the money miraculously comes very, very quickly. Trust me, this guy is going to get paid. Eli Talvey says he accepted a trip from the Bronx to Vero Beach, Florida 1 week ago after getting clearance from Uber to accept the 18-hour ride. The couple he picked up in Riverdale was afraid of contracting COVID on a plane. Makes sense, right? Makes complete sense. Hey, we don't want to get on a plane. We don't want to subject ourselves to hundreds of passengers. We'd rather pay more money, and it's probably way more money, and take this 18-hour trip, right? For some reason, they had to get down to Florida. So there was something urgent waiting for them in Florida that they drove from Bronx to Vero Beach, right? And did not want to get onto the plane. Makes perfect sense to me and should make perfect sense to Uber. Thumbs up, support, like, thank you very much. Dan, I salute you. I appreciate you. Mario Cedillo is in the house. Utah, where? Salt Lake City, St. George. Where are we in Utah this morning, Mario? However, 12 hours into the trip, Uber called Talvey saying he had exceeded the 10-hour driving limit. Oh, okay. So they did warn him. They then turned off his application and paid him 2 hours for the trip. So 12 hours into the trip, they're guilty as guilty can be. 12 hours into the trip, Uber called Talvey saying he had exceeded the 10-hour driving limit. They then turned off his application and paid him 2 hours. This is how they roll. Dara, this is how your company rolls. This is you, Dara. This is you, Randall Heimervicky, right? And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when articles like this run. Don't be surprised when we pound you with the Thor hammer, right? Because that BS will not be tolerated. You know, it's 12 hours on the road. After 10 hours, you send them a signal and you say, listen, we'll only pay you for 2. Who the hell do they think they are? Talvi says Uber eventually. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I did not read this. Talvi says Uber eventually paid him back for the $2,500 in losses from the trip. Yeah, because you were humiliated, Dara. First, you didn't want to pay him. Then he pulled your trousers down and exposed you in the media. Then the $2,500 came. And that's how you got to handle it. Anybody that wants the list of news editors, I have it. You email me, right? I've sent it to hundreds of people, the entire list of about 200,000 newspaper editors, broken down by city and state. When you know you're in that city and that state, you contact those newspaper editors with email. You tell them the story. That is how you get paid. Or you turn to social media. That is how we get paid. We don't tolerate this nonsense, right? So that topic we covered, and good for you, Eli Talvi. Score 1, Eli Talvi. Score Uber 0. Which brings me to another sad score. Yesterday's basketball game, Lakers against Miami. Miami, Jimmy Butler, you ran the show last night. You disciplined the Lakers. You disciplined Anthony Davis and LeBron, right? 2-1. My guess, it's going to be 4-2, the final score in favor. I've got quite a bit of money down on 4-2 for Lakers versus Miami. Your thoughts? Uberman Tampa says $300 for St. Louis to Vegas. Hell no, ain't working for that. Rick Nelson says St. Louis' population has declined from 1.5 million to 750,000 since 1950, the year I was born there. I left in 1974. Interesting facts. Thank you for sharing. Now, you guys might have started your Halloween decorations, right? End of the month, huge Halloween time. Great for the kids. They love it. Also a great money maker. It's a big money maker for Uber and Lyft drivers. Halloween, it's one of the biggest days. Put the effort in, folks, if you are going to drive. Dress up in a costume, decorate your car. You will get the money back, especially if you are in an Excel. You'll be driving all day long, big groups, a lot of kids. The parents will reward you for the efforts that you put into the car. Halloween decorations have been up. Yeah, and then they're expensive. Now, at this point, I'm going to leave this link. I got to give my sponsor a shout out, Cova. You get a free month with them. Ultimate Gig Protection Plan. I'm going to make this short and sweet. You've got your auto insurance, you've got your medical insurance, and you go out and get yourself a gig protection plan. And I put the link there. Why do we need that? Hey, too many false deactivations. Too many. And the options that you have on a false deactivation, the options you have of fighting back if you were wronged, if you were kicked off the platform, you turn to social media, you expose them. That's one great way of getting their attention. You either go in person to a hub, to an Uber and Lyft hub, and say, listen, I want to appeal this. This story is wrong, right? Insist that they start the appeal process. If they don't start the appeal process, you make a note of it. The person you spoke to, the time you were there, it's all on camera. It's great backup evidence in court. You went there to appeal it. They didn't allow you to appeal it. So it's on record. Number 3, you can go to a small claims court, right? If you really have to as a last resort, and file for wrongful termination. That filing fee will cost you $75, and a third party has to submit proof of service. That's number 3. Number 4, right, is you go through a gig protection plan like COVA. They deactivate you. Then you have their legal arm called LegalRideshare, which will also be one of my big sponsors next month. And you go out and you let the company LegalRideshare on behalf of COVA send out the legal letters. Because Uber and Lyft will not talk to you when it comes to a deactivation. They won't even accept your mail. Ask Randall Heimovicki at Uber. They won't even accept your mail, right? They will not acknowledge you. They will not respond, right? They will wait until you actually file a court case. So you personally, you ain't going to get no love from Uber and Lyft if you try to bring the battle to them on the phone or with letters. Ain't going to happen, my friends. So you have to fire off a missile, and that missile has to come from LegalRideshare COVA, right? Or the missile comes from your own small claims court filing. Or you try to be diplomatic at the hub and say, I'd like to appeal this. Here's my evidence, blah, blah, blah. The rider, the restaurant, whatever it was, wrong. So Dan's got a roll. Thank you. Keep the energy. Get back on your feet. Absolutely love you, brother. And be safe out there. So Lorenzo Davis says, so did COVA get the computer software together? Yes. They had a couple of glitches like any company will in the beginning, right? They're signing up a lot of people. They're adding a lot of good things. They got their act together. So this, my friends, in my eyes, is a huge victory for the driver. He did eventually get his money, $2,500. Why? Because he went clubbing big time, right? So the next thing I want to briefly touch on, right? You will see, as anybody use this interface? This is Craigslist. Anybody use Craigslist? Just want to show people how to make some money during COVID times. I've been selling a lot of stuff that I truly don't need. I've been selling a lot of auto parts at our mechanic stores, old engines, old transmissions. I've been selling it. You don't have to always try and get top dollars. Just move it out, turn it into liquid cash. Made several $1,000s over the last 2 weeks just by liquidating stuff that I absolutely do not need. Certain old radiators, certain old manual transmissions, lights, whatever it is, move it out, right? Got three boxing bags. I don't need 3 boxing bags. Sold one of them, right? You got tons of weights. Sold a lot of the weights. Liquidate it and make money. How do you do it? You could do it on Craigslist. Love, 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 love Craigslist. Or you go to Facebook Marketplace. Anybody used Facebook Marketplace, right? Items for sale, vehicles for sale, homes for sale, right? Free. Facebook Marketplace, right? You can look at items that are for sale. You can sell your items free of charge, add your pictures, add your verbiage, add your price, right? There it is. So I just want to put this out there. This is a great way. Great. Thank you, Paradise Forever. I agree with you. I love Facebook Marketplace. The amount of stuff I have literally bought and sold, got deals and sold a lot of my stuff on Facebook Marketplace. And of course, good old faithful, we know this one, right? We know that interface. Doesn't it look very, very familiar? Craigslist, right? I'll tell you a true and funny story, because this is going to be a long feed today. We're going to cover a lot. I'm going to be reading all of your comments. This is your room today, so whatever you meant to talk about, we read out. Mario Cedillo says, I just deactivated from Lyft of my driving record, but I can drive Uber. How can I get back on the Lyft platform? Well, something showed up on your driving record that you have to correct. You might have to go to driving school, right? You might have to go down to the DMV and ask for a manager, not just for an over-the-counter helper, but speak to a manager and say, hey, I drive for Lyft. They deactivated me of this record. This is how I earn my money. How can I work with you, right? You've got to be diplomatic. How can I work with you so we can clear this record? It might be that you have to go back to the courthouse, right? Maybe you did not attend a hearing. Maybe you did not show up before the judge. You might have to go back to the clerk of the court and say, I request, and I'll always give you a date, a further hearing. I was sick at the time, whatever excuse you have to make up, right? But you got to go out there, clear that record, Mario, and then you have to go and submit the paperwork, the refreshed, corrected paperwork, either at the hub or through online uploading the documents. You also have to always appeal a deactivation. Hang on, that is not true, that did not happen. Or hang on, I'm appealing this. I'm appealing this. I have the latest update back from the DMV. I'm good, I'm clean, right? So it's up to you now to put in the hours to correct that. I've seen this type of scenario hundreds and hundreds of times over the last 6-7 years. Mohammed Khalil in the house. Salute. Says, greetings. Happy Monday, everyone. Thank you for spreading that energy, that love. Jimmy says, artists have been successful selling their art on Facebook Marketplace. Excellent. And all your current art or the art that you've created and sold, you should be listing it there. You can always say, hey, that one was sold. That one was just recently sold. This one is still up for sale. Get all those pictures out there, right? Sell them on the fact that I am an artist. My name's Jimmy. This is what I have to offer. This is the price. This is what it does. This is what it looks like at night. His art is off the chart. So I'm not surprised you get a lot of stuff sold on Facebook and Craigslist. So I'm going to shut those two down, sort of process of elimination here, right? We discussed Facebook Marketplace. We discussed Craigslist. Why did I even bring this up on a Monday? Listen, we got to get creative. And there might be a lot of stuff, a lot of crap in your garage. One man's crap is another man's treasure. Sell it, get rid of it. Don't hold on to it, right? It has no value to you, right? You got to sell it. Now, I do want to give this YouTuber a shout out. His website is called RSI. I'll put the link out there, right? Ride Safe World. He did do a real good video here, ladies and gentlemen, which is going to bring us to the next topic, yes or no on 21, right? He made to me at least, a very, very convincing argument why people should look at no. So I'm going to run this without the sound. I don't want to do any copyright breaches. It'll be a few minutes. Feel free to comment. I'll also leave his link at the end of the day. This is just me supporting another YouTuber who's going out there and doing great work. No matter where you stand. Listen, if you came to me and made a good argument on yes on 22 and brought me the facts, I'll make an article. If you bring me the facts on no, like this guy did, right? There's a nice sort of melody running in the background, but I don't want to breach the copyright rules or take a chance. I'm going to run it for you, acknowledging this YouTuber, but more importantly, I'm going to put the link underneath the video. Also gives me a little bit of a break to get some water. Noah, I'll read that out as soon as this is over. Uber's lobbying empire extends from coast to coast. Agents of Uber. Lyft lobbying to keep cities from governing themselves. Very thorough video. I'll leave it for you. 2015, Uber and Lyft broke every standing record for sexual assaults on customers by service providers. Great achievement, Lyft and Uber. Uber reveals extent of sexual assault problem, thousands of abuse reports per year. Lyft's good guy image tainted by sexual assault lawsuits. Each year, North American taxi providers account for hardly a dozen reports of assaults on customers. Uber report thousands. I like how this guy went out there and brought the facts. Both agreements share the same terms. So you know they're working together, right? Partners in crime. Hit that like button, folks. Got to get it up to 20. By the way, this link to this video, it's very well laid out. I will put it underneath the video for you guys afterwards. Good one. A bit of humor in the news. Yeah, them attacking Vina Jabal, this lady, just sick, vile behavior. $180 million to buy your vote, to spoon feed you. Powerful statement. Cool. Thank you. And I'll leave his link to his blog. That's his logo. Almost looks like a logo of a football team or a soccer team. I'll leave that link for you guys underneath, right? Another one, whether you like him or don't like him, Joe Biden backs new California labor law as Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash try to undo it. Spend a few little words on that. Joe Biden has declared himself firmly against the California initiative to overturn the new state law requiring companies to provide more benefits to app-based workers for Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and others. The presumptive Democratic presidential nominee made his view clear in a tweet posted on the same day he got the enthusiastic endorsement of the AFL-CIO. Biden tweeted that last year California passed AB 5, affording gig workers protections and benefits like minimum wage and overtime pay. Now gig economy giants are trying to gut the law and exempt their workers. It's unacceptable. I urge Californians to vote no on the initiative in November. The former vice president has consistently supported the effort to get benefits for gig workers, right? So that's that. Got that out of the way. We'll discuss the next one. Let me just jump back into the room. Expert Choice says, Expert's Choice says, crazy how our pay keeps getting cut. And welcome to November. California is specifically talking about California because this could affect everyone in Florida, Texas, right? when they get their way and get to pay 30 cents a mile, 30 cents a mile. What does 30 cents a mile get you? Listen, if I drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas and halfway back, 500 miles, that was the calculation. They said 500 miles at 30 cents, right? Making about 150 something dollars for that trip. 6-7 hour drive, 500 miles. Gas not taken into account. Wear and tear not taken into account. That's what they're offering on Yes on 22. So why we got to fight it and say no? Because otherwise our brothers and sisters then in Texas and Florida were going to be seeing 30 cents a mile. And then they have a 25-page legal language. And this is where drivers do not read the fine print because they just accept the TV ads, just accept the spoon feeding of the $180 million. Is that when they say of the $13 minimum wage, they're going to pay 120% only in the fine print, for driven miles with a passenger, which equates to $5.65 per mile. The numbers were crunched, the numbers are in. So if you want to go and drive for 30 cents per mile, doesn't include your expenses, you still have to pay your expenses, and for $5.65 and have to drive a minimum of 25 to 30 hours per week to get some sort of health insurance. They sell you, they're giving them health insurance. Bullshit, Uber. Bullshit, Lyft. You only get it when you're doing 25, 30 hours of driving. Then you qualify. And you don't even qualify for what an employer would get. You would qualify about 80% of the norm. So they are packaging this beautiful dream that the drivers are buying into. Yes, on 22. They're packaging that for you. Nice glossy paperwork, little ribbon, spoon feed, baby food. Hey, take it. Don't fall for the crap, right? Tris says flexibility is the words only used by Uber and Lyft. No, where in the AB5 does it say flexibility has to change? Flexibility does not change under AB5. That's the biggest fear mongering that they do. Oh, your flexibility will go. No, it doesn't. Doesn't go away under AB5, right? Doesn't go away. So these guys did a great job breaking down the facts. Let's go over them. We're going to cover a lot of topics today, my friends. I'm going to try and shoot for 2 hours, leg permitting, right? Because the blood is flowing down into the injury. So leg permitting, I'm going to try and hit 2 hours, halfway there. So what does Prop 22 do? It allows tech companies to write their own rules and makes them nearly impossible to change. They get to write the rules. If they pass these rules, impossible to change. A scheme to fleece taxpayers for CEO profits, right? Californians ain't going to like this because you bailed them out during the pandemic. So if anything, Californians, beyond riders and passengers, just Californians, not a great deal for you, right? Because it's a scheme to fleece taxpayers for CEO profits. And I don't know how you in your right mind can vote yes, because you've been sold on the fact, you're going to lose your flexibility, you're going to become your employee, you're going to become an employer. BS. It's not what AB5 doesn't take away those qualities, doesn't take away that flexibility from you, that stays in place. Uber and Lyft right now with their staff, with their real employers at the headquarters, they have independent contractors and they have employers. And then they say to the media, they say to you, they say to California, our people are independent contractors. You are not an independent contractor, ladies and gentlemen, right? You're not being treated as an independent contractor. You want to get the closest to an independent contractor, go and get your private limo license, set your own rates, be your own boss, reject a client, take on a client. That is what independence is, not what they're trying to spoon feed you. And drivers are falling for the shit all day long. Now, it eviscerates workers' rights. Goodbye, workers' rights. Goodbye, right? They controlling the show, not you. Proposition 22 benefits tech corporations like Uber and Lyft. As the pandemic surges and the economy worsens, the Uber initiative would strip workers of their basic rights. no overtime pay, no paid family leave, no sick days, no affordable health insurance, no access to unemployment insurance, no protections from getting fired for reporting harassment, discrimination, or wage theft. If that's what you enjoy, if that's what you like, Jesus, don't let me stop you. Go vote yes on 22, right? But if you stand for something, because the day might come. Look, I'm right now spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right, on this injury. X-rays, doctors, anesthetists, follow-ups, blah, blah, blah. Lots of money. Beyond my good medical insurance, I'm still paying in, right? If I did not have that, if I did not have any safety net, what they're basically trying to take away from you, right, through my other companies, right, you have nothing. So you get into a scenario like I'm in, freak accident. This wasn't a car accident. This was a freak accident. But let's say you got into a car accident. Car's totaled, and you run up 20, 30, 40,000 medical bills. Who's going to protect you? Uber and Lyft? F no. Employee status versus Prop 22, right? Gig companies like Uber and Lyft and DoorDash have pledged more than $110 million to pass Prop 22, claiming it will improve working conditions for drivers. The reality is that Prop 22 is far inferior to employee status, and the companies know it. That's why they're fighting so hard against making drivers real employees. Check out the difference for yourself and vote no on Prop 22. Employee status, wages, $15 guaranteed while working. Prop 22, as little as $5.64 per hour, and drivers would only paid while the rides are active. Don't you understand this, folks? The difference between this, right? Right? The difference between these two, right? Now, employer health insurance, under the first scenario, employer provided must be affordable, cost no more than 9.66% of employees' annual income, eligible at 30 hours worked. Let's see what Proposition 22 has to say. Health insurance, drivers must purchase themselves. Go ahead, buy your own insurance. Stipend for 82% of a covered California Bronze plan. Only activate right time counts towards stipend eligibility hours. Right? Sick leave on employee status, 3 days required by law. Sick leave under Prop 22, no sick leave. Unemployment insurance under no on 22, eligible for UI in the event of job loss or hour cuts. Under Proposition 22, yes, no unemployment insurance. Workplace injury under no on 22, eligible for workers' compensation if hurt on the job. On yes on 22, workplace injury, no guarantee of injury coverage and benefits are capped. Business expenses under no on 22, covered by employer. Business expenses under yes on 22, employer passes it on to driver. You pick it up. Labor protections under no on 22, local governments have the ability to regulate gig companies and establish standards for working conditions. Under yes on 22, labor protections, local governments banned from passing laws related to sick leave, wages, tips, or deactivations. Local governments banned from offering any stipend, subsidy, or benefit for drivers. So who's pushing Proposition 22? So supports Prop 22, Uber, 30 million, Lyft, 30 million, DoorDash, 30 million, Postmates, 10 million, and Instacart, 10 million. Well, that was when they spent $110 million, right? Now they've spent another 80. They're already on $190 million. So ask yourself who's pushing Proposition 22? Who's no on Proposition 22? We drive progress. For example, Mobile Workers Alliance is fully pushing no. Gig workers rising, the California Democratic Party, and a coalition of labor unions with a track record of winning workplace protections for California workers all oppose Proposition 22. Question, are Uber and Lyft currently following the law? Are Uber and Lyft currently following the law? So Absolute Echo says yes on Prop 22 slavery. Slick Nick says if Prop 22 passes, we will need to strike to make sure the legislative rejects Prop. It's not going to happen. If it passes, it passes. You can strike as much as you want to. Mohammed Khalil, one scenario, can Uber Lyft include a multiplier in the event? No, they're only bringing out the multiplier as a legal argument to AB5. Once November, if they get a yes on 22, yes on 22, the multiplier, bye-bye, adios multiplier, adios the numbers that you're making right now, goodbye, right? Rick Nelson, only if TNC's own maintain the vehicle and pay for gas, insurance, and pay living wage will we be true employees. I have worked under these conditions. Rick Nelson, Torsen, if 22 passes, when would it go into effect? It would go into effect in January 2021. Jimmy says, also, I should point out that those people in the yes on 22 ads are actors. They're not gig workers. Those are smiley actors. Where is that beautiful glossy brochure? Where is it? Where is that brochure? I had it here. All actors. I had that huge glossy brochure. I made a video on it. Try and find it for you guys later. It's Moose. What they don't tell the public is that their wait times will be much longer because the 20% of drivers that do 80% of the rides will quit in masses because of the diminished pay. Listen, if you don't think the pay was bad in 2019, that was really bad. Now, maybe during the pandemic, they're throwing you a couple of extra bonuses because of the fact that they're treating you as an essential worker, trying to get you out, trying to give you incentives, California with a multiplier, etc. People may be making some money now. But come November, they have the blueprint to take you back, way, way back. Are Uber and Lyft currently following the law? California's Attorney General Javier Becerra sued Uber and Lyft earlier this year, alleging that both companies are violating AB5, a California law that makes clear that drivers have the right to basic workplace protections. By continuing to treat drivers as contractors, Uber and Lyft deprives drivers of protections and rights they're entitled to, including unemployment payments, sick leave, and livable wages. All employees are required to pay into California's unemployment insurance fund, but Uber and Lyft haven't for drivers. This has saved these corporations $413 million. California bailed them out and left drivers without the support of lost wages due to the pandemic. Uber and Lyft are also violating the law and workers' rights by not providing clean bathroom access for drivers at airports, violating drivers' due process by taking millions from drivers' wages for tickets received at the airports, right? Sometimes unknowingly. Drivers often have no opportunity to contest these tickets, not providing and charging drivers for PPE to protect them from COVID-19. If you haven't learned from the pandemic on how Uber and Lyft treat you, you will never learn how to vote properly on Proposition 22, right? There were hundreds and hundreds of promises made. Do you get this? We're getting this to you. Wasn't coming. You had to go out and protect yourself. You had to go out and buy your own masks. You had to go out and buy your own disinfectant. All this blah, 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 blah. We are here for you. We will protect you. We will get you what you need. Never materialize. You should learn, if anything, from the past or historic treatment of these gig companies towards you, right? Joey Driver for you, Ido. Good to see you, my brother. What's up, Uncle T from Boise? How you doing? I'm holding up. I'm getting stronger. Slowly, day by day, my surgery, my leg is getting stronger. Did Lyft for the first time Saturday since March. Did 15 XLs in 6 hours, $160. Nice. If you divide the 160 divided by 6, that's about $31.70 average. It's good. Proud of you. Paradise Forever, what time, location, and production requirements will be put into place for employees should this fail to pass? What time, location, and production requirements? Trying to understand your question. So Trump just tweeted he will be discharged. He says, don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. Well, he gets the best treatment in the world. Sadly, the public out there doesn't get access to those same drugs, right? Very easy. Background on Prop 22. All workers have basic rights under California law, but Uber and Lyft act like they're above the law. They wrote Proposition 22, so drivers have fewer protections on the job. Proposition 22 threatens to undo not only the progress of AB5, but also decades of established California law to protect workers. The initiative language is tricky and sneaks in damaging precedents. Drivers will only be paid for time spent driving. That means workers will have to work longer shifts to make up for lost wages and may actually earn less than they currently do and less than minimum wage. Drivers won't have 100% of their health care premiums covered, but will only receive a small subsidy that is tied to the number of hours they work a week. Proposition 22 weaks anti-discrimination and anti-harassment protections and makes it harder to hold companies accountable. Drivers will not be protected from discrimination based on citizenship, primary language, or immigration status. And if drivers report harassment, discrimination, or wage theft, they will have no protection from retaliation. Good luck filing a complaint. Good luck under Yes on 22 filing a complaint. No protection against retaliation. With Prop 22, there's no going back, although Prop 22 needs 50% of California voters to approve it. Amending would require a vote of 87.5 if the state legislator, not even changing the state constitution, has the requirement. So fight back against gig greed. Record a no on 22 video. Go out there, make your no on 22 video like this gentleman has, like I have. It's a great way of reaching out to citizens. Use the social media. Reach out to voters via phone and text. Ready to fight back against Uber and Lyft's anti-worker ballot initiative. Proposition 22, the gig companies have pledged more than $180 million to pass this law. That would be devastating for drivers. We can't afford to lose this fight. If Uber and Lyft win, they win for keeps. No do-overs, no second chances for drivers. It's going to take hundreds of us reaching out to California voters to prevent that catastrophe. Sign up for a phone bank shift and let voters know that drivers say, vote no on 22. I have put countless tweets out there, countless links in different Facebook posts, countless videos. I can tell you, I've done more than my part, and we still have about another 25 days to go. Paradise Forever said, will drivers be deactivated, fired for refusing to drive in a situation that doesn't feel safe? Well, they'll control the show, right? And then, if you deem it not being safe, take your safety over the fear of a deactivation. If you don't feel safe, your gut says you don't feel safe, cancel it. That's my advice to you. Mark Rout and Hammer Time. Jimmy says you'll be surprised how many drivers on the rideshare Facebook pages don't understand AB5 or Prop 22. It's rather alarming. And that's because they've been spoon-fed these TV ads. They've been spoon-fed all the misleading language through their apps, and they're buying into the Uber hype. Tris, so on the flip side, if Prop 22 passes, can Uber and Lyft then be sued for not allowing the drivers to operate and work under true independent contractor law? If they lose, the lawsuits will continue and pile up, right? Because you're entitled to that money. Just like Jay Crudeur, who has these double standards on yes and no on 22, right? He sues the companies for hundreds of thousands of dollars and then votes the other way, which would deny those same drivers, as he filed the suit, it would deny them the possibility to go after their dollars in November. So You got to know where you stand on this, right? So like I say, Jay Crudeau is so freaking wishy-washy on this. He's all over the effing map, right? I wish he would have some balls, some titanium balls in his pants and stand for something. I cannot understand how Jay Crudeau would fire a missile and sue Uber and Lyft for all of those misclassifications, everything on AB5, right? He sues them, but then tells you to vote the other way. WTF? Jay, help me understand, dude. You still haven't answered my question. Send me an email, call me, reply to my many messages. Help me understand how your brain thinks. I'm very, very confused. You seem to be very on the fence, wanting it both ways. It's like wanting two wives. Hey, I want the hot blonde wife and I want the wife who cooks well. You want it both ways. Doesn't work that way, dude. Driver Steve says, hey, Torsten, have your viewers post an info message on the Nextdoor app about Prop 22 and how us drivers are voting no. I've put it out there, but please, while you brought it up, that's fantastic that you brought it up. Go on to the Nextdoor app about Prop 22 and voice your opinion. Get it out there. Get your Facebook posts out. Make your tweets. Make your videos. The more, the better. The louder, the stronger. Samuel Mel, been with Uber for 5 years and over 3,000 lifetime trips with Uber and X. Trying to start my tour guide company in Texas. I like Mazda CX-9 Signature. Is it a good touring SUV? Look, Mazda is a great, great car. You cannot go. Thank you for saying that, praying for your health. You cannot go wrong with a Mazda. Mazda is an amazing, amazing car across the board. That one happens to be spacious. That's a great XL. I would get that in black on black, black interior, black exterior, because with that car, you want to make sure that you're starting your tourist business, that you get all your paperwork, and that you don't just cater for tourists and outings, but that you also start building up your private clientele. And Samuel, my course, I can tell you right now, I'm the only YouTuber out there that makes videos of this nature. The majority of your YouTubers, whether it's Kevin, Dustin, Gio, will all report about their XXL SUV stories, as do I. I take it a step further. I want you to go from X to XL or SUV, but mainly what my courses do, right? What I teach people, and I have started hundreds of fleets around the country. I have consulted hundreds of people that have started their own limo company on that website. Watch the videos, right? And if you want to take it to the next level, there are many people, even subscribers, that jump in from time to time and say, listen, I followed the formula and it works. It's just a formula. It's the same formula when you fix and flip homes and how you make margins fixing and flipping homes. Same formula is you're getting on X, you're starting off because that's all you have right now. You have that money for that used Prius. You get to XL, you maybe transition to SUV like Thomas did with a Cadillac, and then you bounce right up to private trips or serving people in the tourism business. Ka-ching, ka-ching, a-ling, 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 ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Rideshare Otter, not trying to be negative, but Jay has been wrong about a few things now. Well, listen, I like Jay's videos. Don't get me wrong. Firstly, you'll never hear me say anything bad about Harry because he's really, there's too much respect I have for Harry, right? I've had lunches with him in Beverly Hills. I've met with the guy. I know what he's accomplished, but he allows Jay in his channel, and I know why. Jay makes really, really, really good videos, extremely articulate, and I'm going to say, for the most part of it, 95% of the time, I thoroughly enjoy watching Jay Crudeau's videos. I do. Very informative, very knowledgeable. But on this specific topic, we're allowed to have our opinion, right? We have to call people out if we believe they are wrong. We have to correct the record because, I'm sorry to say this, but Jay can't have it both ways. It doesn't work like that in both ways, right? Oh, I'm going to go into the voting booth and I'm going to vote Republican and Democrat. Doesn't work that way. That vote is canceled out, right? You got to stand for something in life. And I will listen to anyone what they stand for. Wicked hustle guy in the house. I mean, I want to, the Betty and Veronica, and what's up, everyone? Cool. Driver Steve says, I didn't go for an Excel vehicle when I bought my car because of the low MPG. How can we make money in San Francisco Bay Area with a high cost of gas? And listen, the only way you're going to make the real big bucks in San Francisco, right, is that whether you have an Excel vehicle like a Toyota Sienna, or whether you have a really nice SUV like a Suburban. Hopefully you've bought it at the auction for $25,000 and you haven't spent $45,000 on it as a used vehicle to finance it brand new. I don't recommend that, but you have to have that $1,200 set aside, Driver Steve, for your TCP, right? You have to have that. And if you have a vehicle like an XL or an SUV, you got to ask yourself, are you financing this car? Because if that car is registered as a regular vehicle at the DMV, you are not going to get that car on the private platform, on the limo platform, and explore the true potential unless that car is registered as a commercial vehicle, which means sometimes I have to contact the financing house and say, work with me. I need to change this car, this XL or this SUV, to a commercially registered vehicle on the platform because I'm starting my company. If you are stuck in a scenario where the financing house will not allow you to do that, you can't go to the next level. You might have to refi that car with the agreement that they will allow, or the next financing department will allow that car to be registered commercially. That is one of the first hurdles I advise people to get over. People have this idea, okay, I'm going to go into a private, I'm going to start my private limo license, but I have this car that I'm still financing and as a regular vehicle, and it's, oh, my sweetheart lady, my wife just came back with all the good ingredients, the pears, the bananas, the food. The food supplies are coming in because we have a whole pack of lions to feed, a big pack of lions. Thank you, love. Yes. She says, yes. So if you want, I'm going to leave this link as well. Some really cool social media cards that you can use, right? It's great to have little cards, postcards that you can put out on social media. Fantastic effort here put in by MWA. I like what they did. Like these little social media cards that you can recircle, Prop 22 versus employee status, blah, 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 right? But all this real cool stuff that you can circulate. I'll put the link there. I mean, you can click on these individual ones, right? It's really, really powerful the way they've laid this out. They've done a great, great job here, right? I'm going to read up on Prop 22 versus employee status. If you want to read up on gig companies like Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash have spent $180 million, you read up about that. You can read up about the employee $15 an hour while working. You can read up, by the way, about the wages. You can read up about Prop 22 being as little as $5.64 because they're only paying you for the trips that you're doing with a passenger in your car. It is so freaking misleading when they go, oh, we'll pay you 120% of $13, right? Or you think, okay, 120% of $13, that's like $15. No, it's not. Read the fine print. This is where you are being conned, people. You're only getting paid, not getting paid for regassing your car. You're not getting paid for disinfecting your car. You're not getting paid for the time you're doing some exercises. You're not being paid for the time you're going to go and get your food or you're in the drive-through or whatever. You're only getting paid for the time that a person is in your car. And that works out to $564 per hour. If you want to go out and work for $564 per hour, don't let me stop you. I cannot stop you. I cannot stop you if that is what you're willing to accept. If this is where you're willing to go, the lowest of the low, I cannot stop you, folks. And I haven't done my job well. I haven't convinced you if this is what you want to go and spoon feed every day. Yes, paradise. Nothing prohibits you from driving on multiple platforms. Nothing prohibits you under AB5 from, that's what they try to tell you, but it doesn't. The law doesn't, because what AB5 is pushing for true independent contractor status, right? Where you can choose and go on as many platforms and choose whenever you want it. That is what they are pushing for. So these are really, really, really good talking points. You can click on them. Sick leave, blah, blah, blah. Workers' comp, blah, 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 blah. Wow. There is a mountain of food in the kitchen. A mountain of food.
5 people to feed.
5 people to feed.
There's still 3 more bags. One person.
And then when my boys are over, it's 7 people. Usually we go out and get tons of pizzas and food, stuff that I can't really eat right now, but they love it. So yeah, that's what happens when you got the mega family. It's more than the Brady Bunch, my friends. Says the guy says, careful, she's going to make you fat. No, she can't make me fat. Laura's not going to make me fat. She makes me work out. She's like a freaking personal trainer. She says, Torsten, you haven't done 5 minutes of training. You got to eat this. You got to eat that.
It's us kids who eat all the food.
It's the kids that eat all the food. The growing kids, the growing teenagers. Let me tell you. Yes on 22. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Slick Nick says, for your TCP vehicle, can you hire someone to drive them for you? Yes, you can. You set up a lease contract with that individual, right? The TCP is registered in your LLC. It's there. It's a number. You apply for the next TCP for the next car. The issue goes much faster. Once you've got that first TCP, to get your second, third, fourth, fifth TCP, all sets of numbers specific to that vehicle, specific to that Suburban, specific to that Escalade, right? You can then place drivers in there and create leases. Now, during the pandemic, it's really hard to lease out an SUV for $500 a week, right? You've got to reduce the costs because the business just ain't there. So I would say during the pandemic, if you break even, you're doing well. If you're losing money, you're not working smart. If you're making money, you're extremely smart during the pandemic, right? But most of the operators reduce their lease fees, their TCP vehicle lease fees per BMW, per Suburban, per Cadillac, whatever you're leasing out, right? People are coming down just to get through these trying times. Why? Because since March, since February, the numbers have dropped considerably, 60 to 70%. Same thing happening in the Uber and Lyft world, 60 to 70% down. Amen. Lorenzo Davis says, Professor, I just saw the first no on 22 commercial today. That's the $6 million versus the $180 million. They're starting to spend it, right? Glad they're coming out now, and they're going to push hard in the end. They're going to show how misleading yes is. It's okay. If you still want to vote yes on 22, I have not done my job to convince you to go no, right? And I'm not here. I don't want to lose sleep over this. I don't want to lose subscribers over this. Whichever way you vote, hopefully you went out and did your homework. Hopefully you went out and educated yourself. I like that what Wicked Hustle Guy says. He says, yes on 22, that's going to be a negative Ghost Rider. Props to Dustin. And you know what? Dustin is a smart guy. Dustin reads all the stories. Dustin goes and educates himself. Dustin prepares himself for each video, right? I've spoken to him many times on the phone, right? These are the type of people I have the uttermost respect for. People like Dustin, even people like Harry, because from what I know, from what I hear from sources, Harry is voting no. Jay Credo is voting yes. Apptrepreneur, I don't know where he stands, but the last video that Apptrepreneur Kevin made, I found very wishy-washy. It sounded like he was going on yes. but I can't stop them. I don't want to influence them. Mark, the travel guy, has been all over the map. I think stick to travels. I think you do very, very well when you talk about travels, but I don't quite understand. I think Mark, the travel guy, is no on 22. I think he is, right? But, I want to hear definite yeses, definite nos. Where I stand, crystal clear. And you may not like it. You don't have to like it. But the channel for me is not just about Proposition 22. The channel is about how do we make money, right? How do we stay safe? How do we survive? How do we stay healthy for our family? How do we get to 2021? That's what I stand for in this channel. So, Ola, anybody working for Ola fails to get the ride-hailing license renewed in London, says it will appeal to continue to operate. Doesn't this sound familiar, right? Exactly what happened to Uber in London. The question is, how did Ola fail? Right, and Ola, I have a lot of subscribers who drive Ola. I have a lot of subscribers who drive on Bolt, And by the way, I have 12 different YouTube channels. So you're witnessing my biggest rideshare channel. You have 12 others, right, with 8,400 videos. My total subscribers is fairly much what Dustin and Harry has for the various channels. This one here, we're looking at about 38,000 subscribers, right? So how many people can Dustin reach? How many people can Harry reach? How many people can rideshare driver reach or rideshare professor reach? How many drivers and people and citizens can rideshare hub reach? That depends on your channel, what you're willing to talk about, what you're willing to speak about, right? So I don't want to box myself in with Uber and Lyft. I want to keep it universal. Gig companies, Ola is one of them. Just 6 days after Uber won its appeal against London transportation regulators to continue operating in London for another 18 months, one of its biggest rivals has found itself in the hot seat. Ola, the India-based ride-hailing startup, is not getting its transport for London ride-hailing license renewed after failing to meet some of the TfL's public safety requirements, specifically around licensing for drivers and vehicles. Now, what was happening big time with Uber and Ola in London is that drivers were subcontracting out their licenses to other people. Other people were driving under their names. They got caught thousands of times. Uber and Ola didn't fix this, so the London came down on them. V and Brista, sending my love back, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. So Ola told TechCrunch it plans to appeal the decision, and was the case with Uber, right? If Ola wants to learn from the Uber playbook and appeal this, I would highly suggest. Oh, thank you, my love. Look what I got, guys. Strawberry yogurt, live, healthy Greek strawberry yogurt. Sorry to make you guys hungry out there. Somebody might be driving in the car right now and says, oh, Jesus, this guy's eating strawberry yogurt right now. I'm getting hungry. I better stop and get food. So I hope I didn't trigger that. If Ola wants to learn from this, follow the Uber playbook. Look at the legal arguments that Uber made to get reinstated for another 18 years. It's the same story. They were busted for the same reason. If Ola wants to do this, any attorney would advise them, play the same record, play the same tape as Uber did to get their license back, right? Which they will. They will look at the Uber case. It's there. It's public record. Sky News, which had first reported news Ola failing to get renewed, noted that TfL said it had discovered multiple failures on how Ola operates, right? Specifically around its use of unlicensed drivers in vehicles covering more than 1,000 passenger trips. Which, as Dustin would say, Smakovicia. Also drivers, we'll talk about these drivers just now, Amazon Flex drivers. a lot of Amazon Flex drivers. Before I do that, I'm going to crack this little cup. We are going to stir. This one now, if you have a little cooler bag in your car and you're driving around, this would make a nice little healthy snack. All right, you've got your little ice blocks in your cooler bag. You're out there doing a 3-4 hour shift, and you just grab some nice Greek yogurt. Heaven. That was good. Well, that is good. I'm still eating it. Rick Nelson says, Ian, look into renting through rideshare, rental or hire car with similar rental firms. Leasing may be another option. Yeah. These companies like Hire Car, and Rick Nelson is a great guy to contact because he's got a lot of know-how. He's rented multiple cars, so he knows, right? Rick Nelson is like, okay, if I cannot get a car at a good price, I'm going to rent it and put big miles on it. Why? Smart thing to do, because this guy pushes insane hours, right? He rents here, he rents there, he looks for the deals. Smart shopper. So what Hire Car does is they have a platform. They reach out to people with vehicles and say, hey, do you want to turn your vehicle into money? We charge a broker fee. We facilitate your car on our website throughout the United States. They put drivers, Uber and Lyft drivers, into these hire cars, and then they take a nice $20, $30 commission. You've got to always look at the vehicles. The main thing is when you're going the rental route, not worth it if you're thinking of doing 20, 30 hours a week. Those numbers only start making sense if you're putting 45, 50 hours. How many hours a week, Rick Nelson, do you put in? Be honest. Monday to Sunday. Driver Steve says, after learning who were responsible for putting together Prop 22 and know how they treated their drivers, it should be a no-brainer to vote no. That's what I say. It's a no-brainer, right? Alliance, look who's in the house. Look who's in the house. Edward Escobar, my brother. Hashtag Drivers Unite. Get it out there. Converting vehicle to commercial use locks in the DMV title as taxi and thereby decrease market resale of your vehicle value thereafter. Okay, but I'm gonna make a little add-on on that because I don't quite agree with you that, right? So when you are converting your, let's say, a vehicle to commercial use, right? And you have gone and registered with a DMV as commercial. Correct. If you wanted to sell that vehicle, you would lose because they know it was treated as a commercial vehicle. You're 100% correct. But I'm going to give you the upside. When you go out and do your TCP license, and you've paid for your TCP license, and you've had your TCP license for years, and you have a couple of vehicles like Suburban stacked in there. Some might have 80, 100, 120, 150,000 miles. What you will do after 4 or 5 years is sell the TCP, sell the LLC with all the clients, all the vehicles for a super high price. My advice to you, if you are going to cut ties with those vehicles, try and run the course and try and sell them along with the TCP license, right? Because it has tremendous, tremendous value. You will never lose out on the vehicle price because you're selling a company. Big, big money. There's people have gone out and started TCPs with a few cars, and they will sell you that license and the TCPs for $25,000, $50,000, and the vehicles along with it as a conditional part of the package deal for the regular price. So you might end up buying a company for $150,000 to $200,000, couple of cars, couple of TCPs, a lot of clientele, along with an existing LLC, no blemishes against your record. That's what they will be looking at. Do you have any blemishes on your record? No. Boom, it has value. So Rick Nelson, as I said, he clocks 40 to 55 hours. 55 on the upside, 40, it's a lot of hours. Helping another guy in Hawaii, in Oahu, get his business off the ground. Guy had bought a Suburban, one of the largest Suburbans. Him and his wife share it. And now he wants to just file for all the applications and the paperwork so that he can drive tourists around. It's going to make money. So we're going over all the ways how he can succeed in Hawaii. And this family over here, do we love Hawaii? A big
fan of Hawaii.
Big fan of Hawaii over here. Can you bring me a Hawaii magnet there, Danny? We got tons and tons of fridge magnets from Hawaii. Tons and tons. We are big Hawaii fans and big Utah fans, right? That's where the kids learned how to surf. I'll show you a video. We went there at midnight, managed to get around the cops and the army. We got to the lava. Don't ask me how we did it. We go to these beautiful beaches. Where was this? These beautiful waterfalls. Which one?
Akaka Falls.
Akaka Falls. In your lifetime, you have to get here. And then these are like the sunsets. And this is like, if you want to like become a surfer, go and meet Bear. Bear is on what island?
Big Island.
Go and look him up. Bear. He's a trainer. He trains kids how to surf on the Big Island. His reviews 5 stars. His personality 10 stars. His efforts with kids, showing them how to surf these Hawaii, 10 stars. Got great Yelp reviews and Google reviews from this family. Thank you, Bear. Thank you, Hawaii. We love you. Thanks for sharing. All righty. So love Hawaii. Love Hawaii. Love the people of Hawaii. Weather can sometimes be a little bit chaotic. With your rain in the late afternoons, very typical South African weather, thunderstorms. Not like the California weather. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. I want you to stay safe. I want you to be healthy. So, Lorenzo Davis says, once you get the SUV and the business license, how much do you charge for your services? Very, very good question. I'll teach you how to do that. It's in my course. I'll teach you how to do that. So, Lorenzo, what is a typical trip? Do you do LAX? Give me one of your typical trips where historically you get X amount of dollars for driving a person from that hotel to that airport, LAX, San Francisco, wherever it is. Give me an example. I can give you, if you don't have an example, I can give you an example. I'm going to show you how to price this, right? I'm going to show you how to price this. So let me give you an example. So I just put in Santa Monica out here from Thousand Oaks, Calabasas, right? It says if we leave now, it's 12:25. We'll get there at 1:15. So follow me here. That is a 50-minute trip, correct? 50 minutes from out here, Thousand Oaks, Calabasas area to Santa Monica. here's what they want to charge on Lyft. They want to charge you $203 for the Lux Black XL, right? They want to charge you $95, very accurate, for the XL, right? They want to charge you $64 for the Lyft. 50-minute trip, not far away, 50 minutes. Uber would pretty much have the same rates unless some people were trying to use the multiplier. But let's work with Uber XL, right? Because that's more like a vehicle you would use as a limo vehicle, right? So here I am picking up someone down the road, going to Santa Monica, not to LAX. LAX is even further, but to Santa Monica. They know historically, time and time again, they have paid $90 to $100 for that trip. So when the client asks me, this is how the pricing comes in. Hey, how much would you charge me here from Calabasas to Santa Monica? I would look it up, right? I would look it up on Uber and Lyft, and I said, am I accurate that in the past you've been paying about $95? Does that sound accurate? Yeah, that sounds very accurate because I'm basing it on repeat stats, right? So I said, okay, I want to show you the math. Let me do the math for you. Out of that 95, let's call it $100, either driver, you paying $100 to Uber or Lyft, either driver would be receiving $50, 50%, just as an average. Oh, wow, I didn't realize they paid you that low. Yeah, I get $50. But what I can do is I can discount that fare for you, that $100 trip, by 15%. So you won't be paying $100, you will be paying $85. You've saved yourself $15 through me. And I am not making the 50, I'm making 85 now. I'm making 35 more than I did. So do you understand this is a win situation for you? You're saving money, and it's a win situation for me. Bingo, that's my sale, right? That is how I sell them on it. I get my data here, and Uber, I confirm it with them. Do you usually pay $100? Yes, I do. Guess what? I am giving you a 15% discount. Rich people, poor people, doesn't matter. If you show them that they're going to save 15%, they're going to get consistency, 5-star service, a good driver who doesn't tailgate and who doesn't speed and rally and NASCAR. That's worth it to them all day long, my friends. So I get word here that Trump is leaving the hospital tonight. My guess is they're setting up all the apparatus. They're setting up another hospital at the White House because he's not out of the woods yet, right? Second phase is apparently the worst phase. And because of the fact, the medical community across the world, because of the fact that he's been treated on steroids, this dimaxifan or whatever it's called, don't quote me, and that's what they give COVID people who are really suffering from this, right? It's a steroid. So my guess is for optics, hey, let's move into the White House, but he's going to have all his doctors, he's going to have all his machinery at the White House, right? It's like setting up Walter Reed at the White House. Is there somebody out there that disagrees with me on that picture? Absolute Echo correctly says, in this equation, we're cutting out the middleman. We're cutting out Uber and Lyft. Does Uber and Lyft want you to do that? No. Is that a ground for deactivation? Yes. But I will take Uber and Lyft clients all day long. Not shy to admit, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, right? Hundreds of them. Educated drivers all around the United States and abroad to take thousands and thousands and thousands of trips away from Uber and Lyft. If you do it the right way, you will never get caught. Never. So some people say, oh my God, you are teaching us all the bad stuff. No, I'm not. I'm teaching you how to make money, because there will come a point where you have 70, 80% private clients, and you'll never ever want to go back to Uber and Lyft. Maybe you do 10, 20%. What I do is at Rideshare Driving School, I teach you how to make money. I teach you how to be truly independent. And I'm the only YouTuber, bring me any other YouTuber out there worldwide that teaches this formula, right? Because yes, we teach about Uber and Lyft, but I want to teach you how to be truly independent. And all day long, I sign up those people. All day long, I jump on the phone, educate them as a consultant. All day long. Not all day long, but every day. Oh my God. Dara K needs to be flushed. Okay, so let's I got a good one for you. Jason Ferris loves this. Jason Ferris, I always do this for you, my brother. So if we can imagine, this is Dara K, right? This horrible, evil-looking creature who squeals like a cat or like a pig. I don't know what it is. This is Dara K, right? And you can imagine this is a toilet. So I grab this horrible, evil creature. This is dead, not alive. Never flush alive. This here is Dara. See his evil eyes? Got no life in his eyes, right? Like the freaking devil. Bye-bye. He's still coming up again. Still squealing like an evil monster. He's gone, Jason. And that one was for Jason Ferris in the house. Russell Ringo says, I have a customer that pays me $100 to anywhere from 5 to 25 miles. I love that, Russell, all day long. Dustin is driving, is in the house. What's going on? Hope you're feeling better, man. Listen, I've been getting good food, Dustin, from my lovely wife. And then I want to show you my toes now have mobility. See, I can move them now. I wasn't able to move them for a week. That is a sign, right? That's a sign that I'm getting better. I'm feeling in my toes again. On the up and up, Dustin, my brother. And we gave you a great shout out early on. Keep those great videos coming. I love them. I watch them. I watch all Dustin's videos. You know, I watch all his videos. It's Moose says October the 8th through the 12th is considered the fork in the road for President Trump. He could get worse or better. I wish the president to get better. Listen, even your worst enemy, you don't wish COVID upon them, right? Any human being out there worldwide, get better if you have COVID. President, get better if you have COVID. Melania, get better. If Biden had it, the other side shouldn't be finger pointing Republicans or Democrats. If Biden got it, Republicans say, get better. If president has it, Democrats should be saying, get better, right? No one, no human should die from COVID. What I'm hoping, and I'm going to repeat this because I played the same record, I played the same tape, the same vinyl in the beginning of this video. What I'm hoping this brings us together. What I'm hoping is that people realize that masks are a massive, massive deterrent to the COVID. What I'm hoping is that people learn how to socially distance, not like that inauguration there for Amy, the justice, that Rose Garden party where everybody was kissing and hugging each other without masks. Don't be stupid, folks. You want to get through this? You go follow what New Zealand did, right? They got the first wave under control. They got the second wave under control. Game over. Go and learn from New Zealand. And by the way, the people that have the best results in the world on the pandemic, Taiwan, New Zealand, Germany, all led by female presidents. That should tell you something. Rachel Lisa says, hi, Dustin. Wicked Hustle Guy says, Dustin, I like the wig. What I like about Dustin's channel is that he puts a lot of effort into it. You'll see Dustin also buys different. You see, like today, what's the shirt that I'm wearing? Equality. I strongly, strongly believe in equality. I wear this a lot. I believe in equality, right? But what I love about Dustin's channel is he has really powerful messages on his shirts, on his T-shirts, right? Or funny messages, or just really goes out of his way to make that video special, whether it's through add-ons. Remember the video, one of my favorite videos was that when he was in that whole hazmat suit. I'd want to say, Dustin, it was in March or April you made this video. He was in an entire hazmat suit. He had plastic. The amount of effort he puts into his stage production. I salute you. I salute you. Now, second round of the gourmet lunch. We have cucumbers with salt. Without salt or with salt?
Without salt.
Oh, we need salt. Oh, Trishan loves salt.
What? You want what is
Sea salt.
that's not sea
I always have my cucumbers with salt. Always like, why do you have your cucumbers with salt? Love it. Sea salt, not iodized. By the way, please, only sea salt, people. Very high minerals. Not iodized salt is bleached salt. Never use regular iodized salt. Always use sea salt because it's very, very high in minerals. Thank you. Leo Casamenta, salt and vinegar. Sign me up. Sign me up. So, shout out to the people at Amazon, the drivers. Prime Day protest planned outside of Jeff Bezos' Beverly Hills mansion. Bought that house for $160 million. And they're going to be protesting his ass this Sunday. Demonstration is part of a string of protests held against Amazon's business practices regarding worker treatment and climate change. Worker treatment, not getting them the PPE, just as Uber and Lyft failed on the PPE, right? Amazon is bringing the fight to Jeff Bezos' front door. They will be protesting his ass in LA. IQ Boy says, hi everyone, I'm late today. It's fine. Better late than never. We salute you. Night Jackers in the house. Yeah, getting stronger. Hey, listen, I said I'd try to go 2 hours today. I'm almost at the 2 hours. We still have more material to cover. We'll just keep on rolling until I start losing my energy. Jason Ferris says 19,000 people. I read that article. 19,000 people got COVID at Amazon. You know why? Because this greedy pig, multi-billionaire, is too cheap to even supply his peeps. The people that are working in the warehouse, the people that are getting the essential packages to you, the drivers, he's not taking care of them. It's the same DNA as Uber and Lyft CEOs. It's the same type of person. The greedy, the ultra rich want to get more rich at your expense. That's why people say we've had enough, right? We've had enough. So Dara, where's all this PPE you promised the people? Lyft, where is it? Where is that PPE? Jeff Bezos, where is all that PPE? Why are they protesting your ass? Think about it. I'll take you up on that, Slick Nick. I want to do a couple of really hot real estate videos in my belly. I'll talk to you and pay you. Thank you, love. Super good. Oh my God. Been treated like a king here. Cool. So, one more. What a treat. What a treat. So, let's cover this story quickly. Prime Day is back, and so are the protests. The Congress of Essential Workers, an activist group led by current and former Amazon warehouse employees, I'm giving them a shout out here, is planning a march against the e-commerce giant on Sunday, outside of CEO Jeff Bezos' mansion in Beverly Hills. Send me the address. Send me the address so I can make another video. The demonstration was scheduled just ahead of Prime Day, which kicks off on October the 13th. Man, I wish my leg was good. I would go down there. If my leg was good, I'd be down there supporting them. Holy mackerel. Round 3. A delicious hot soup. Wow. We are getting spoiled over here. Thanks, Rick. So cool. I want to just know Jeff Bezos' address so I can make another video, right? I really do. Anybody knows in LA where Jeff Bezos has his mansion, there's an address. I'm sure we can find out. I want to make a video. I want to show I'll do a little bit of a thumbnail, all the protesters around his house. Load it up, man. Let's humiliate this fool here in LA. Good story. Now, this news was in this morning. I'm not going to go too much into this. This is why we really have to wear masks. Multiple people, including that press secretary this morning, Kayleigh McEnany, also test positive. Kellyanne Conway also test positive. Chris Christie also test positive, right? So please wear your masks. Now, let's see, what do we have? I think we have one more topic to cover. We have one more topic that I'll cover. But let's go back in here. Alliance at Drivers Unite. Dara said Uber was working on trying to provide their drivers with PPE. Clever, deceptive use of words by Uber. They were trying. Remember, they were trying. You know, they try a lot, but they don't deliver. But they like that word, trying. Thanks for bringing that up, Edward, because that's how they roll. And that's how Yes on 22. It's all deceptive language. We are trying to buy your vote. Chris Christie did check himself into the hospital. Yes, he did. Super hot lentil soup. Eating healthy, man. Losing weight. Training. So yeah, we covered a lot of territory here today. We're coming up to the 2-hour mark. I want to. It's Moo says people will judge these companies by the way they treat their workers. Correct. One way to participate in this judgment is to vote no on Proposition 22. Amen. Thank you for saying that. Amen. Right? Take a stand. And I know I'm okay with this. I have lost hundreds of subscribers who get into battles with me over Yes on 21 and Yes on 22 and tell me that I'm an idiot. I'm like, hey, I'm not here buying your vote. If you want to unsubscribe, you unsubscribe. It doesn't matter. I've lost a few hundred subscribers of them. I don't lose any sleep, guys, because What I do know is I know myself well, and I know what I stand for. And that means I lose a couple of hundred subscribers, which I did over a course of 2 months. I'm okay with that. I sleep well. I have my priorities. I have what I believe in, my core values. I want to keep my integrity. I want to keep it professional. And if that means I lose a few hundred subscribers, so shall it be. Night Checker says 1, 2, 3, 4 dipshit circle. That's his address. Let's go there to 1, 2, 3, 4 dipshit circle, Los Angeles. I like that. Thank you for the laugh. Rick Nelson says, I tried Get Around. How was that? It was too difficult to get them to put my docs up for Uber. Turned car back after 24 hours. No ability to work. Wow. So you without a car right now? Didn't work out with... what about the car in Texas, in San Antonio? You wanted to pick up a car, Rick? Why don't you do that? I agree. IQ Boy, I agree. Jimmy, I agree. Let me read out what IQ Boy says. People who planning to vote yes on 22, all they have to do is the math. Do the math. Do the math. We can do the math for them again, right, IQ? Abstract Echo says we can't help it if these people don't understand Proposition 22. If you are not willing to understand Proposition 22 and break it down into math, we can't help you. We can't help you. We cannot help you. Slick Nick says, if I drive, I'm going to post no on 22 signs in the back. Cool. Get your stickers. It's a great way. In fact, Edward and Doug in the live feed brought that up. Put your stickers and that on the car. I remember Edward and Doug in the live feed clearly speaking about this. Get your stickers out because you're going to come across hundreds and hundreds of people per day in the traffic. Multiply that by the number of no stickers, and we're reaching people. I know I apologize, very rude to eat in front of someone, but my energy levels were going down because of this foot. This surgery is sucking my energy. So I needed a little bit of a booster, lifter up if I want to make it past. And I made it past that 2 hour. I made it 2 hours too. By the way, if you haven't hit that like button, like I'm going to quote Dustin here, the famous Dustin, whoosh, smack that like button. Whoosh, smack that like button. It's Moose says effectively drivers would make less than $6 per hour. Vote no. 100%. So you're getting 30 cents per mile. I want to give you, they brought up this Los Angeles example of 30 cents per mile and 120% of minimum wage. What we need to do is educate the drivers. Let's break it down for you. If I drive, people have done this trip, from Los Angeles to Las Vegas and halfway back, 500 miles. I've spent 7 hours driving, all my wear and tear, all my gas, to make $150. To make $150. Now, they say, oh, it gets way better. You get 120% of Los Angeles minimum wage, $13 per hour. What the people fail to see, recognize, read, that in that 25-page transcript, you're only getting paid for the hours you have a passenger in the car or on the way to a passenger. When you reverse engineer those numbers, it works out to even under $6 per hour. It's $5.65 per hour. Who in their right mind works for $5.65 an hour plus 30 cents a mile? Who does that? Now, if that's what you want to accept, I am not stopping you. Taxi drivers are I would say pretty much making 2019 Uber and Lyft rates, maybe a little bit more. Taxi drivers will be making more than Uber and Lyft drivers under Yes on 22. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised that the amount of taxi drivers will go up. And I understand the feud, the fight, the battle between taxi drivers and rideshare drivers. I understand it. And the anger of a taxi driver is not necessarily against you, the individual. The anger is towards the company. It should be directed towards the company, because what Uber and Lyft are doing with the race to the bottom rates is that they are hurting the taxi industry. They have shut down multiple shuttle companies. And I understand that these people are livid. And I want you to know, as the taxi driver, I want you to know, as the shuttle driver, I have your back. I'm a voice for drivers. I don't care if you're a rideshare driver. I don't care if you're a shuttle driver, a bus driver, or a taxi driver. I've got your back. I'm trying to fight for better rates and for true independent contractor status. That's what I stand for. James Studman, so what's breakfast? Breakfast was this morning. I had a very healthy breakfast. This is lunch. I had yogurt, I had cucumbers and salad. Unfortunately, I have a very restricted diet because of this injury. So, where are we? Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Monday fun day. Back to work. Hope you guys have an awesome, awesome week. Right? We hit the 2-hour mark. My energy levels are dropping. My leg needs a little bit of a rest. I appreciate all of you participating today. I got you craving cucumbers. Good. I love cucumbers with sea salt. Love it. Go out. Stop. Buy yourself a nice fresh cucumber. Wash it down. Right. You always want to make sure that the outside of the cucumber is washed. You can break the cucumber in half. Pour some sea salt on there. Delicious. Rick Nelson says, Slickneck, you can only take 4 or more if you have seat belts for all or no one in front seats. Otherwise, insurance may not cover you. Now, I got some updates. My mechanics are updating me on the progress of my car. Got a picture yesterday. They were working on the dashboard. They put in the speedometer, all new electronics installed. Thank you to the mechanics team at Lincoln Auto. And then we are making great progress on the engine. Batteries fitted. Looks like they're testing there's some test wires where they're running. They're running all the way across to the fan. I see, so they're testing the fan. The water radiator is not connected up to the engine. I can see that big pipe has not been connected, so there's no water flowing yet. I can see they've installed the carburetor. I can see that they've installed an advanced fuel cleaning system, an upgraded alternator. I can see that they've installed the chrome covers, put in all the harness for the wiring system as far as the distributor goes. So we're making progress. Torsten, see above message in live chat. Yes, I did read that one out. I did. You can only take 4 or more if you have seat belts for all and no one in the front seat. Otherwise, insurance may not cover you. Is that the one that you wanted me to read out? I did. James Skidmore says, there have been times I've had taxis try fighting me for parking in their area. Yep, I've had those battles. I've had those battles too with taxis. Many taxi drivers aggressively cut me off when they see the Uber or Lyft sign. But I understand it. I'm not judging them. I understand their anger. I'm not happy. I'll stop next to a taxi driver and I say, listen, I understand that you're pissed off. I've said this to taxi drivers, and if they give me back chat, I warn them. I'll knock them out. I tell them, listen, I understand that you're pissed off, right, about Uber and Lyft, and that's why you just literally cut me off and hit the brakes. But you're putting my life in danger. I'm not judging you for your hatred towards Uber and Lyft, but what you did there is you put my life in danger. If you do that to me again, I'm going to remember your face, and next time I knock you out cold, lights out, good night, right here at LAX. So nothing against you, nothing against your crazy aggression because you hate Uber and Lyft, but you're putting my life in danger because of Uber and Lyft. Understand that. And then they usually apologize. I'm very firm with these taxi drivers. I look them in the eye and I tell them. I've had these conversations. I've had many taxi drivers surround me at close to the airport because they know I'm a YouTuber and fighting for Uber and Lyft. I set the record straight with them. So now, in fact, if I'm at LAX, people recognize me, they're cool. But if I'm very good with remembering faces. You cut me off and put my life in danger once, I understand why. You do it again after the conversation, you pay the price. Boom. Before that, about Prius, Texas. Okay, let me go back. Joe says he wants you to read Slick's question he was replying to. I've read out all Rick's replies. If you want to do it, you can cut and paste it again. I'll read it again, Rick, but I've read out all your replies. That's what I do on Our House Mondays. Yes, I cover a lot of stories, but I really try and make an effort to go through all of these, all of the comments. Paradise Forever, what do taxi drivers make? We've addressed that. Jimmy, craving cucumbers, we've addressed that. I try to read out every single one. I did. Oh, Rick, if you have an update about the car in San Antonio, that I haven't read out, so please cut and paste. A lot covered today. Okay. So my friend from Hawaii, Joey Peach, who's a Vibe Rides ambassador, wants me to talk about Vibe with him. Anybody got some feedback on Vibe? Juan Garcia in the house. How are you? Hope you're staying safe. Hope your family is well. Hopefully you had a good weekend, my friend. James Skidmore, what are the real pros and cons of 22? Man, we've covered that so often. You have to go through this video. We've gone in great length. But Alliance says Sunday broadcast of PBS NewsHour covered Prop 22. We spent a lot of time. You just have to go back in this video, James. We spent a lot of time breaking down. This is super good. So good, Laura. Nearly finished this whole bowl of soup. My wife's sending me a nice wink. Love you, baby.
Love you too.
Rick Nelson said, not with Get Around. Hire car for Prius. Are you flying to Texas on Wednesday? Cool. I hope you come back with a car. Go send me a picture. I'm going to drive back. Are you going to drive back with the car? Oh, Stick Nick. Heard back from Rancho Palos Verdes. They just need me to send a brief letter, ASCP, listing reasons for the delay of my filing my claim. That's good. Get the money, baby. Get the money. Show me the money, Rancho Palos Verdes. You and I have spent a lot of time on that matter. Chase the cash. May I give you this so I get it out of the way? Thank you, darling. Got the hottest waitress. Garçon, une rojade, s'il vous plaît. Garçon, une tasse de café, s'il vous plaît. Alrighty. So this afternoon, I'll be jumping onto my other channel, Spot Above, making a lot of real estate videos. That's growing beautifully, coming along nicely. And now Wicked Hustle Guy says he's hungry. Listen, it's really bad manners to eat in front of someone. But when you have a leg like mine that is just sucking the energy out of you, you just need something to correct your blood sugar level. So I had to eat. He says, thank you as always. Have a great week. Good to have you here, Wicked Hustle Guy. Good to have you here. Good to have everyone here. Jose Almeida's in the house. Was doing some trips. Got here late. Nice. How many hours did you put in today, Jose? What was your first shift? What did you? How many hours? What category? What city? And how many dineros? What did they pay you? 9 hours so far. Wow. So you started this morning. Good for you. Good for you. On what platform? And how much money so far? Alliance says no on Prop 22 means Uber will be forced to respect proper legal classification of drivers based on control mechanisms in place. Amen. And what Edward and I are pushing for is for true independent contractor status. We know that Uber use their trickery, their sneaky language to make you believe you are an independent contractor. Edward and I know that you are not true independent contractors. Edward is fighting for true IC status. Torsten is fighting for true IC status. And Rick Nelson says, hey, Jose, what market are you in? Oh, so Jose says, White Plains, New York. Thank you for sharing. Westchester County. Beautiful. Hopefully staying safe up there. Done 9 hours so far. Is that on Excel or is that on UberX, Jose? Doesn't the extension end on 10/12? Uber C, UberX, yeah. I was like, Uber C, what is Uber C? UberX. Are you happy with what you've made in the last 9 hours, Jose? Just yes or no. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Are you okay with that? No. Good. Honest answer. Thank you for sharing. Really appreciate it. You see, this is the input we need, right? Real New York driver, Westchester County, did 9 hours. Real feedback. Flat surge is crap here. Not incentivizing a hardworking essential worker who's out there trying to make money for 9 hours. Not even incentivizing you correctly. Not even allowing you to follow your true potential. Oh, cool. Here's my Vimeo channel with demo reels and a scene I directed at LA Acting Studios. Cool. You can also email that to me. Starting the surge at $1 in the pandemic. Give me a frickin' break. $1. $1. You can make $1. That ain't money, my friend. Pay the man. Pay the man his worth, Uber and Lyft. Stop dicking him around. Pay him his worth. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Juan Garcia says, I haven't driven since March 18 UberX platform in Carlsbad. Shout out to Carlsbad. Beautiful area, man. I rented an Airbnb down there for a while. I did some productions in Carlsbad with some other companies. I like Carlsbad. Pretty area. Especially that Starbucks down there on the beach. I like it. Nightjacker says, I had a taxi driver threaten to pull out a gun. I responded by laughing. He then told me, you think this is funny? I replied, no, I just think it's funny that you think you're the only one who carries a gun. That's cool. I like it. I like it. You think this is funny? No. I have a Canon EQS 60D DSLR camera, great camera. If I may ask, what is that? I've heard of that. What does that run if you had to buy that? Slick Nick, what does that camera run at? Yeah, he just shut up right there and then, right, Nightjack? Because that just quiet. Just waiting on that camera price. Only if you have it, that's fine. All right, can anyone squeeze in another 2 likes? Anyone that hasn't hit a like, can we get it up to 40? 38, we've got 38 there. We've got 38 in the back row. 38 bid. We've got a 38 bid. Anybody for a 39? Anybody for a 39? We have a 39. Thank you for the bid. 39. We've got 39. We got 39 here in the middle. We got a 40. Thank you very much for upping the bid to a 40. We got a 40 for the first. We got a 40. We got a 41. We got a 41. Anybody? 41 for the first. Anybody for a 42? We got a 41 for a first. 41 for a second. Anybody out there willing to bid on 42? We're on 41, and 41 it is to the highest bidder. 41. Thank you. I am getting my energy back. We're coming back. In about 6 weeks, I'll start walking around there again and exploring the great outdoors. Very frustrating. We got 42. Thank you. Very frustrating being indoors. Very, very frustrating. Be confined, especially in a house that has 3 levels of stairs. It's a nightmare. I think if future house has to be all one big long level. I want to climb stairs from this story to the next story to the next story, especially when you are relying on these suckers. It's very, very difficult. You have to go up on your butt, got to work out your biceps, your triceps, stairs, everywhere stairs. Thanks, James. Thanks, Juan. No, I won't be able to walk for about 6 to 8 weeks, but I'm walking on the crutches. Working the upper body. Legs still in the cast. Hope no one has this type of break. I've broken many bones in my body. This one by far the most annoying and painful one. And I don't know, something about that right foot, not having that right foot. Strange. James can relate to that. James says, I hated it when I broke my leg. You know that feeling, right? You feel like one leg's chopped off. It really works on your noggin, works on your mentality. Right? But we get through it. See, James running around. When did you break your leg, James? How long ago? IQ Boy says, I've been fishing. Oh, yeah, it's my favorite fishing buddy. I've been fishing for 7 days straight now. I'm stuck at home, quarantine, and listen to my wife nag 24/7. What did you catch? What did you catch in those 7 days? That's important. What fish did you catch? What poundage of fish? Rick says, Jose, that's overkill. You only need 9mm, can get more shot off quicker. 45 laser sighting. Don't fuck around there, baby. 12 years ago, and you're back to your full strength running around. Can you sprint? Do you feel any of your past injuries? I do. After 2, 3, 4 hours of hiking, I've done some brutally long hikes, 8, 9 hour hikes. That's when you notice when you have metal in your body or broken bones that start talking to you. Like, hello, just a friendly reminder. Okay, so you said now it's over $800. When I got it, I was thinking it was over $1,200. Good to know. $800, yeah. That's sort of what I'm anticipating on spending on my next camera. Not able to accelerate, exactly. Very cool, I like it. I've been using my camera to film auditions for a film project I'm involved in. Awesome. When it's cold, when it's cold, it hurts. Boy, oof. The biting pain. So IQ boy, in the last 7 days, some stipers, some salmon and catfish. Biggest salmon, 20 pounds. Wow. That's in the last 7 days. That is a formidable fish. Oh, delicious. You really, really got my taste buds. 20-pound salmon. Beautiful. And if I may ask, where do you fish? Is it locally close by to your house? Where do you go down and fish? At least you're bringing the food home. Oh, catch and release only. How is Rideshare Peterson doing? Good question. I've reached out to him several times. I haven't heard back from him. And how did San Diego? I'm waiting for the feedback on Thomas. I want him and Paul to send me their latest numbers. I'll text them. Sacramento River and Feather River. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I've tried. I'm only going to try so many times. I've known that I've come to Rideshare Peterson's rescue multiple times. I know that I let him off about $2,000 on rentals that he still owed. Basically gifted that back to him. Called it a wash. Right? But I don't know if he was guilty, embarrassed about it, but he doesn't respond. So I will not spend another ounce of energy. Someone that I've helped, someone that I've assisted, someone that I've asked for updates, someone that I've wiped out their debt. That's it, boy. I don't chase people. I've done my bit. I went beyond and will go no further. He knows that. Right, Peterson? Got you an SUV when you needed it. I got you an SUV. Within 24 hours, I got you an SUV. Never forget that. And then when you wanted to downgrade to a Prius, I got you a Prius through our business partnership. But, you can lead a horse down to the water. You can't force them to drink. And then, that vehicle of mine appeared in a Trip commercial that he made. Interesting. And they said it was in Florida. Wasn't in Florida. They shot it in California, pretending they were in Florida. That's Trip. Trip got Peterson to do a lot of free work with my vehicle in California and then sold it as if it was in Florida. That's the funny joke about Bob McNulty, the faker. The faker who's now taking money from restaurants. He took money from thousands and thousands and thousands of Trip drivers, cleaned them out, didn't pay them back, and now he's doing the same with restaurant owners. One day, my friend, somebody might pop you because you can't steal everybody's money. Some people get angry. In South Africa, they'll put a bullet through your head. You'll end up in the back of a trunk of a car if you take money in South Africa. I'll guarantee you that. Bob McNulty would not survive 2 weeks in South Africa. It's Moose. Gotta go now. Okay, likewise. You were on 2. I'm going to go another 40 seconds or so. I'm 2.5 hours. That's it. I intended to do 2 hours today. I did a full 2.5 hours. Be safe. It's Moose. Everyone out there, happy Monday to you. Sanitize your cars between trips. Please wear your masks. Keep your family safe, your children safe. Get creative. Sell stuff you don't need on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. I liquidated a lot of things I didn't need in the last 2 weeks, made myself a few $1,000s. Just stuff that I didn't use. Old car parts, just took pictures, show you. Like, for example, took a picture of, just an example. Chevy radiator, sold it. Facebook. Sold it on Facebook Marketplace. I didn't need it, sold it. Old engines, transmissions, old gym equipment. Get rid of the stuff you don't need. Sell it off. James says, enjoy your time. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Big round of applause for our house, for all the people that participated today, that came into the video. I do, on my way out, seeing are getting more and more sponsors, which I won't say no to, as long as it's a good fit, as long as they pay good money. You know, I see that all the YouTubers are doing videos for Cova. I'm one of them. They're paying very well. I'll be doing videos for LegalRideshare soon, next week, and for a few other sponsors. 1 month free of Cova gig protection plan starting at $7 a week. I'm going to leave you the link there. Here it is, HTTPS, boom, 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 boom. I believe this is the link. James, have a good one. Nightjackers, have a good one. Rick Nelson, have a good one. Jose Olamida, have a good one. It's Moose, have a good one. Juan, IQ Boy, all of you. Be well, my friends. Make it a massive, massive, big week for all of you. Thank you. And thank you again. And I left you that link there if you want a month free. Cheers, everyone. Appreciate you being part of this great feed. Thank you. And thank you, everyone in the rideshare driving school. Thanks to Liam Hall. Thanks to Sharif. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you.